I say, yo, welcome to the BBW show. You feel me? We talk battle rap, basketball, and wrestling on a daily basis. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. The topic for today is WWE Legends on A&E featuring Randy Orton. Wow, wow, wow. This was the season premiere. I'm a few weeks late, you feel me? A few days late. But this was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, this was crazy. Randy Orton's always been one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's always been in my top 5 of all time, you feel me? It was a lot of stuff that I knew about, and there was a lot of stuff I found out about for the first time ever. Now, first, they started off talking about Randy Orton's uprising, obviously, how he used to move around a lot because his dad was arrested in the territories, moved around, they settled in St. Louis. He said growing up, he wasn't really popular. He was a lame growing up, basically. He never went to no school parties, never did none of that. He was on a wrestling team, but that was it. Then he said he went to the military. He went to the military and he hated it. For the first couple of weeks, he liked it. Then he hated it. He seen somebody get hazed and he was not with it. You feel me? Not with it. Not with it. That traumatized him. That definitely traumatized him. So he kind of went AWOL for a little while. Went AWOL, went back. Then they let him go. They let him get his release papers. He goes, signed up for WWE. They talk about him being backstage at a live event in like 1999. He meets Edge for the first time. That was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Edge meeting a young Randy Orton, and Edge was still young at the time. That was crazy. And then to see what they would become as a tag team and opponents. That was crazy. Honestly, this was kind of dark. This was kind of dark. As much as I'm hyping it up, this was dark. Before it even started, they put two warnings up before it even started. You hear me? One about like don't do drugs and drive. They did that, and then they put up one saying this is all Randy Orton's opinions. Nobody else has these same opinions. This is all on Randy Orton. This does not affect everybody on A&E, because he said that he can't call himself a real soldier. He's not really jacking that. You feel me? But we talked about him being in OVW, the great OVW roster. Him, John Cena, Brock, Shelton Benjamin, Batista, Hall of Fame class easily. Talked about him getting called up on the main roster, getting injured. Then they talked about Evolution, obviously. Everybody knows about Evolution. They talked about the Mick Foley match, which I like that they went in real detail with. They went in real detail with the Mick Foley match at Bad Blood 2004. I really like that. Mick Foley has done that type of match with everybody. He's done that same match with Shawn Michaels when he makes Shawn Michaels look like a tough guy. Did that same thing with The Rock at Royal Rumble 99 to make him look like a tough guy. Did that same thing with Triple H at Royal Rumble 2000 to make him look like a tough guy. Randy Orton in Bad Blood. And then Edge 2006 WrestleMania. Randy Orton benefited so much from that Mick Foley feud. That literally elevated Randy Orton to never, like, bro. Mick Foley let him spit in his face. Literally, real spit. And then it dripped off. I will never forget that scene, bruh. Oh my God. Mick Foley made Randy Orton a star. Made him a star. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. And like the way that they talked about they having that barbed wire hardcore match, it was to elevate Randy Orton to see if he could hang. It wasn't just a random Texas death match just cause. You feel me? Talked about the blood, the crowd, the thumbtacks. It all had meaning. You feel me? They wasn't just doing it just cause. And then the following week, it's not like they never referenced it again. No, they talked about that again. That became a thing that they put in documentaries. It wasn't just a random garbage match. You feel me? But Mick Foley's done that with a lot of people. A lot of people. They talk about Randy Orton becoming the youngest world champion, SummerSlam in '04. They didn't really show a lot of footage, obviously, because Chris Benoit was in a match. So you really can't show footage on that. And then they talked about Randy Orton's pain addiction. Not only his attitude, but his pain addiction. He had a painkiller addiction. Yes, yes, yes. So if you look at Randy Orton from '04 to '08, he did a bunch of nothing. A bunch of nothing. You feel me? A bunch of nothing. He had Rated RKO. That was short-lived. He went to ECW for a little while. That was short-lived. He had the WrestleMania against Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle. He lost in that match, took the losing fall. Like, you could tell, and it was because of that, because of his drug addiction. You feel me? He talked about the WrestleMania 21 weekend, the whole weekend, right? So first he goes out on Friday night. He misses the rehearsal. He's going up against Undertaker at WrestleMania 21. Undertaker tried so hard to say, I was going to beat his ass. He literally looked at the camera and said, he's in the ring with Undertaker the next night. I don't want to have no pressure than you have to already have. You feel me? I'm going to let you have it in that match. So he misses the rehearsal for the Undertaker match. Then he bombs at the Hall of Fame induction. He inducts his dad into the Hall of Fame. He is literally drunk, high, all of that. All of that. On perks, whatever. You see him slouched over in the chair looking like a drug addict. You feel me? WrestleMania 21. A match against The Undertaker. The Undertaker. Like, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. This man got effortless opportunities, effortless chances, bruh. The following year, Randy Orton said he almost overdosed. But he did overdose and went to the hospital. The following year, so that's 06, went to the hospital and had an overdose, for having an overdose. Like, bro, this is when Lance Cade passed away, Eddie Guerrero passed away, Umaga. Like, yo, if Randy Orton would have passed away under a WWE contract, oh my God. Oh my God. If Randy Orton would have died in 05, we'd have never got some of his best years. We'd have never got the legend. We'd have never got legacy Randy Orton. We'd have never got authority Randy Orton. Babyface Randy Orton that jumped and clapped his knees together. Like, bro, he almost had an overdose in 2005. That literally would have took away half of his career, majority of his career. He debuted in 02 on the main roster. If he was dead in 05, he'd had no run. No Hall of Fame run. Bro, this was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, this was crazy. And you see everybody talking about, yo, bro, we tried to tell him to get better. Shawn Michaels, drug addict Shawn Michaels is like, yo, bro, I had talks with him. He didn't want to listen. You got to learn on your own. Everybody got to learn at their own speed. You feel me? Rey Mysterio was talking about it. Edge, John Cena. Like, everybody was like, bro, he was so good, bro. Why do you keep fucking up? Why do you keep fucking up? Triple H. Everybody was saying that. Like, bro, why do you keep fucking up? Why do you keep fucking up? He gets suspended for 60 days. You feel me? Come back. I guess he still had a little bit of problems. But then that's when they started going with the he heard voices in his head angle. You hear me? I forgot the diagnosis they came up with on TV, but they came up with a storyline reason why Randy Orton was going crazy. You feel me? He had voices in his head or whatever. This was building up to the WrestleMania match with Triple H that he ended up losing. Now it kind of makes sense why he was never up there with John Cena. You feel me? It makes sense why John Cena always had the belts for all them years. Because who else we going to put him with? You going to put it on a drug addict like Randy Orton? Come on, bruh. Come on. John Cena he got to get a lot of credit for this. Because he literally carried that whole 2002 to 2016, basically. Carried WWE. Batista left. Brock left. Randy Orton was a drug addict. We only had John Cena. And Edge. Shout out to Edge. Edge was carrying it too. But, bro, we almost lost Randy Orton. Bro. They talked about him having his first daughter in his previous marriage. That saved him a lot. But they mainly said that his second wife really calmed him down. She's from, Poughkeepsie, New York. She literally seen him on TV and said, I'm going to marry him one day. I'm going to kiss him and I'm going to marry him one day. So they went to a live event show. The way that they both played it and broke it down was kind of cute too. I'm not going to lie. So they had her talk about how Randy Orton was going around everybody after the match, taking pictures, signing autographs and all of that, completely ignoring her, not paying her no mind. You feel me? Randy Orton says, I've been seen her. Was looking at her, but I didn't want to be thirsty. So now I'm playing it cool. Finally get next to each other. They take each other's number. They go out the same night. The rest is history. The rest is history. You feel me? She got already kids from a previous marriage. Randy Orton had kids from a previous marriage. They got a big family. Shout out to them, bro. This was dope. This was really dope. I ain't gonna lie. They made it sound like she cleaned up Randy Orton. Like she saved his life. She saved his life, bro. And she is. Whew, whew. Shout out to you, Randy Orton. Last but not least, they talked about him and Riddle, RK Bro. I didn't think they was gonna talk about Riddle because he got fired recently. Like less than 6 months ago, he got fired. But they talked about Riddle a lot. Riddle was even on this show. You feel me? They talked about how RK Bro was put together because Randy Orton had back injuries, major back injuries. They talked about how Riddle would basically wrestle the whole match. Randy Orton would just come in, make his comeback, hit an RKO, and that was it. And then once he go backstage, he can't walk again. You feel me? So it's like, wow. Randy Orton said it. I owe a lot to Matt Riddle. That last year. You feel me? And you can tell, bro. It kind of sucks that we never got the end to RK Bro. But that, you got to blame on Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle was a fuck up like how young Randy Orton was a fuck up. And I just feel like once Randy Orton wasn't there, Matt Riddle was just by himself and doing shit by himself, getting in trouble. You feel me? I feel like Randy Orton was definitely like a big bro to Matt Riddle, held him down when he was there. Once he went away with his back injury, Matt Riddle was just doing whatever he want. Mad drug arrests, mad rehab. He even went to rehab. You feel me? So it's like that's why they had that wild connection. They even talked about it. We both was young, grew up as stars. One was in UFC, one was in WWE. We both was drug addicts. You feel me? Had bad marriages, whatever. But they gave Riddle his props. You feel me? Gave Riddle his props. It was a happy ending. But this was sad. I ain't gonna lie. This was sad to me. This was sad. For somebody like Randy Orton, they obviously protect Randy Orton in WWE. This was the first time I felt like they wasn't protecting him. They was not protecting him. They could have said way worse stuff, but they was not protecting Randy Orton in this documentary, bro. They was not protecting him whatsoever. He was a drug addict, bro. Like a drug addict, a dick, had a nasty attitude, had an ego, all of that, bro. And then it makes sense why they came up with the Randy Orton rule for the wellness violation. Like if you good for I guess 6 months or whatever, one of your strikes go away because Randy Orton already had 2 strikes, and if he was to get a 3rd strike, he would have to get fired. So they came up with the Randy Orton rule where if you do good behavior for a long period of time, one of your strikes get taken away. Like, yo, bruh, we almost lost Randy Orton. Imagine that. Imagine 2006 on without Randy Orton because he overdosed. Like, bro, this was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This was crazy. But I'm gonna definitely have the Sergeant Slaughter one coming out later too. That one wasn't as sad to me. The Randy Orton one I had to make a separate video about. That shit was sad. I ain't gonna lie. I almost started crying. And like I said, Randy Orton was always one of my favorites growing up. Always one of my favorites. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Dark Side of Rings is also coming back. That's gonna be sad. Like, bruh, it's gonna be a lot of wrestling content on the channel. I'm not gonna lie. WrestleMania season is here. Dark Side is here. WWE on A&E is here. It's a lot of wrestling. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll be back with more.